Palm, Jedd Johnson here, and I've got Alan, the man, Heineck, and Riccardo Magni, the Hub Slayer, are both on the line today. This is episode 41, and we're going to be covering a ton of stuff that's been going on in the past week in grip. We've got a lot of feats to cover. We've got even more contests to cover. We are up to 881 posts on this for the This Week in Grip hashtag on Instagram. And we noticed that the weekly average is down a little bit, most likely because James Rodriguez is still injured from his car crash, so we're thinking of you, big man. Hope you're doing well. Guys, why don't we just go around the horn real quick and let everybody know what's going on in your training. But before we do that, gosh, can't forget, got to ask everybody to like the video. I think we got a whole 10 likes in last video.
Nice.
If we could get like 20, 25, get on the upswing again, that would be fantastic. And also, one more thing. This past weekend, I was in New Jersey for a seminar, and I was able to listen to show number 39, which is the second of the two that I was absent for. And just wanted to say that Alan and Riccardo, you did a fantastic job. That was the one where you talked about the LA Fit Expo and the top 10 feats of the year in grip. And just wanted to say thank you once again for doing that. And I finally got a chance to listen to it. It was really awesome. So thank you very much.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We had fun doing that one for sure. I like when we have the kind of intellectual, like, back and forth, like what you think was good and why. I love that stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, and I actually took some notes while I was driving, and I'm going to put there's a way you can put timestamps in for sections of the video. You know, in a big, long video, you can, like, put the timestamps in the description box. So I'm going to do that. And then also, so if you haven't listened to the whole show, everybody, go back and listen to that. That was episode 39. And it's the LA Fit Expo and top 10 grip feats. And then also, Riccardo did a good job of covering what we refer to as percentage-based scoring. And I thought that was so good that I'm going to isolate that part of the show and make it a separate video on the channel. So very informative there as well. So I want to go back and actually grab many sections like that and eventually make them separate portions so people can go right to them. But, you know, as time becomes available, I'd like to do that. But again, everybody, please like the video. And that is not because I want to see videos that I'm in getting likes. I could care less. But I think that, I know that likes show engagement on videos. And when YouTube sees that, they will put the video up as a suggested watch for, in the tray on the side of the screen, and that will help out grip because we're trying to get the word out. Just like we say every week, the first rule of grip sport is you tell everyone about grip sport. So go ahead and give us a share if you'd like to on Facebook somewhere, on your favorite forum. I'm out of the window, totally out of the loop on forums these days. The only one I even go to is the gripboard.com, but feel free to spread the word. So why don't we just go ahead and talk about the training from the last week or so, guys, and we can start on the West Coast and work our way east if you like.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, my training, I had a fantastic week of training this week. I got about a little less than a month now before my next contest, which is the California Strongest Hands at Santa Cruz Strength on February 24th. So been gearing up for that. I've been really getting after it. I think some people, if you look at my stuff, I've been training every day, twice a day pretty much, and just making tons of progress this morning and I literally just put it up before I got on the phone with you guys. I did on the tips tester, 2 hands. I did 132.5 kilos, 292 for a pretty easy triple. Probably could have done 5, but we'll save more for next week. Real good. Definitely making progress on a number of lifts. My pinching is coming up too, which is nice. Pinching isn't really an event at this one, but I got the block in Philly at Fit Expo and also the block when I go to Finland. So pinch is coming along slowly but surely. pretty excited with that, and had some real good gripper training too. I closed a 140-pound Tedding T6 gripper, which with a credit card set, which is a PR for me on credit card set as I work my way towards the number 3. So excellent week for me, for sure.
That's good. That's a real good credit card close, man. That's like right where that's the highest almost that I've ever been on a credit card close. So
are you kidding me?
No, 100%. I see. What a lot of people don't realize is I'm a certified captain of crush, but I did it in 2003 before the credit card. So,
yeah, in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, so back then you could use your own gripper. They didn't send one. There was no credit card set. I mean, and I guess like it was pretty cutthroat with the actual sets that were used sometimes on some of these. Like as long as the gripper handles got touched together, the judges would often ignore the set. So I've heard, I've heard stories. I wasn't there for any certifications except for my own. But, I think my best was maybe 2013 or 2014 I made a run, and I think I might have gotten up to like a 147 or 149 close on a number 3. But it's real easy for me to stick around like a 135 to 139 close and not go any higher just because it's so different for me. It feels horrible. It feels horrible in my hand to do a credit card set.
I agree. I was doing some regular setting warming up yesterday, like a parallel setting warming up for Silver Bullet yesterday, and it's beyond night and day. They're two different events. The credit card set gripper close versus a parallel set close. There's two different activities as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah.
But my hand strength is increasing. It has cut into my recovery, though. I will comment on that. I've had to reorganize my training a little bit because it does take more out of me for sure with the open position like that.
Yeah, I believe it. And then you did you swiped the card on all those reps I saw, right? You did a video with multiple reps, and you swiped the card each time, so that's really demanding.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's going to get me in condition to where I need to be, and I honestly don't feel like I'm that far off, a month or two. And I think I can be pretty consistent maybe I'll be up to 150 in a month or two. I have 5 number 3 grippers ranging from 145 to this ridiculously wide 160. Mm-hmm. So I don't have probably the library of grippers that you do, Jedd, because I know you have a billion grippers. I don't even know how many. How many grippers do you have? Do you even know?
It's over 100 grippers.
Oh my God!
Number 3's dude. I've been around a lot, dude. A long time, bro.
I know.
I've bought parcel on top of parcel. You know what I mean? Like entire lots of gripper stuff before. Just to get like a 4. I'll buy like when I bought my Iron Mine pinch block, I bought that. If I remember correctly, that came in a package along with the telegraph key, a handful of grippers, bending stock, and like a towel or something. It was insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about
Alan? Let's go. Yeah.
What's going on in Wisconsin, Alan? Let's hear the story.
Not a whole lot. I was taking it kind of easy this week. I actually, my age is starting to show evidently, so I got my first ever couple cortisone shots on my right shoulder.
Really?
So, yeah. This goes back a ways, but I'm pretty sure I have something torn in there, so it's kind of a diagnostic sort of thing that they're doing at this point that I think is going to eventually lead up to an MRI and some surgery. But I was hoping for a little carryover roid rage in my right arm out of the deal and set some gripper PRs, but it didn't quite happen that way. So I was trying to line up my training to I was going to start doing the cadence-based training again and start working on the credit card set as well, because one thing I noticed in the past is that I always did best on block weights when I was working the wider set grippers as opposed to the 20 millimeter and 30 millimeter set, and I got away from that when the SJ4 contest came up, and and I kind of saw a slight strength decrease then too. So I'm going to work that back in and see if that helps get me near my my blob lifting goal. So we'll see.
Cool.
Other than that, things haven't been so bad.
Great.
So how about you, Jedd?
Highlights. I guess probably the best highlight for me, which I didn't even post yet, was I closed a 3 this week with a parallel set, and it didn't hurt my bad finger. So
well, there you go. You're coming back.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's ready to do anything like multiple reps yet for like sliding the block through multiple times, and definitely not a credit card set. I've been doing like really wide work with maybe a 1 or even a trainer and doing like 20 reps, stuff like that. So that's okay at this point for the wide set, but there's no way I'd even want to try like a 2.5 even with a credit card set. It's just too tender. And yesterday, really the only highlight out of the workout yesterday was I held the 2-inch dumbbells for about 18 seconds, I guess. And after that, my ring finger was actually pretty sore. So I don't know if I didn't give it enough warm-up time or what, but it was a little bit of discomfort in there for a little bit. So I didn't wrap it up early, but I didn't really push it too hard either. So yeah. I'm mainly just gunning for the Dubai trip in February. I understand there's going to be a Millennium dumbbell there, so I want to lift that, and the 30 kilogram. What is it? I can't remember. What are the block weights? The blob replicas that came out from like Europe.
Well, there's the Gladiator Power ones were the original ones. It seemed like
I think those are the ones. They had like a G sticker on them.
Yeah. Those were the vicious suckers. They had like there was some monstrous one that it's one of those ones that you just look at, you don't actually lift because apparently it's so wide and heavy. I think that's the 30K. I could be wrong, but
yeah,
I think some of the bigger dudes in Finland haven't picked that up. I don't think Juha has, and there's some other monstrous dude over there. I guess he's got some pie-shaped size hands, and I don't think he's been able to lift it either. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's pretty much one of those ones that just stays on the ground,
Yeah, well, when I was over there in September, I popped it off the ground a few times, but it was one of those things where I couldn't, it's smooth. Like the way the paint is, it doesn't take chalk real well, and if I took a lot of rest time and really worked on the chalk, then I could break it. But it was like eating into the workout. I wasn't really able to do anything because, feeding takes extra time. So I didn't give it a ton of tries. But with the progress that I've been seeing with Blobzilla and the work I've been doing on Blob Father, just getting used to the feel of Blob Father, I'm hoping that it carries over well, seeing how I was already breaking that off the ground in September. So, I'm pretty pumped about it. So we'll see how it goes.
Dude, you're one on the planet at lifting these. Sorry, Alan. So I mean, obviously you've forgotten more about blobs than I know, but I wouldn't think that, I would think if anyone has a chance to go over there and just hammer those things out, it would be you. But maybe I don't know. I mean, maybe it's more specific training than that. Sorry, Alan.
No, I was just going to ask if you'd played around with putting your thumb on like the round side of Blobzilla and doing anything with that to try to help you.
No, I haven't, dude. I've thought about it when I haven't been in the gym, but it's like when I get down there, I don't ever remember. I think you've actually asked me that before, and I still haven't tried it. So, like a fat man blob, I can do that no problem, and it's actually really hard to lift it with a handle blob. Maybe I'm sure you've seen the videos of the handle.
Yeah.
I have.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you lift that backwards with your thumb on the rounder side, the handle's also on the thumb side, so it makes it tougher. So I should probably work more on that because you're bringing up a good point, because that Gladiator is also very round. It doesn't. I mean, even on the side, as I recall, even on the side that's straighter, it's not. It doesn't have a real good edge where the two surfaces meet. So you can't dig your thumb in for, a really good grip on there. So it's a lot of clamping, I guess, that you're doing. Like, you're not able to get a lot out of it as far as the surface, the friction.
Hey, can I ask you a quick? Go ahead, Alan. You go first. Sorry.
I was just, when you get back over there, Jedd, it'd be neat if you took like a video and some measurements of that thing. and documented that sucker a little bit. I'd just be curious. I've only ever seen the pictures of it, and you see people struggle with it. But we don't even over here. We don't even know what it actually is, other than the weight. And how it compares to like a fat man and stuff.
That is a good idea. That is a good idea because I didn't think about doing that when I was over there either. The second time we trained, my brain was fried. I was so tired from the combination of jet lag and just sightseeing and all that stuff. I didn't even think about that, but I should do that. Yeah, for sure. And maybe he also has that 100-kilogram inch dumbbell. I think. Well, we call it 100 kilogram. I think it's actually like 98 or 98.5 kilograms. But that's like a really really cool thing that he's got there too. So, and I was able to break that off a little bit when I was there. So, yeah, I can do that. Help me remember, buddy. Help me remember.
All right. Deal.
I have an unrelated question for you two guys. Well, slightly related because it's about blobs. Did Brian Shaw ever put up a winner on his blob lift challenge?
Oh, I didn't see it. No, I don't think so.
I don't know, man. That's a good question. In fact, we talked about the DeFranco Fat Grips Challenge last week, and I heard that the winner got 8 reps around 225s, and but no, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'll send him a message and see if he's gonna finish that off. I'd just be curious to see what he picks for the winner because there was obviously a bunch of submissions.
Tell him I'd like to talk to him too. We made him a gift we'd like to send to him. Luke and I did.
All right, cool. I'll let him know.
I don't want to put you on the spot, so
tell
him if work it in however you like. But we made him something.
Cool.
Well,
let's attack some feats or contests. What do you guys want to talk about first?
Yeah, let's do the feats, Alan. I know that you've wrapped up a list here of I'm sorry, let's do the contest, Alan.
The contest.
I know that you've got a list of contests we were talking about before we started recording. So
yeah, I didn't have a lot of details on them. I just wanted to go through them to make sure they were fresh on everybody's radar yet. But the next one actually coming up, and we should probably talk about this, is your contest, Jedd, which is next weekend, right?
Yeah, it's next weekend.
Saturday?
Honestly, at this point, I don't even want. Let's not call it my contest because Luke has actually done a lot more work on this than I have. So,
all right.
At best it's ours, but for the most part, it's been his.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So that's the hands-on grip games one then, right? That's February 3rd, and where was that again? Was that doing that at Average Tim's Gym? Did I get that wrong, or where was that one going to be at?
Nope, that's totally correct. Average Tim's Gym. It's in Wysox. It's on Route 6. That section is called the Golden Mile, and it's right across the road from the post office. And real easy to find. There's no turns. You just get on that road. There's hotels right on that road. It's real easy. That's why we've kind of moved over to that spot for these competitions.
Okay. Then after that, there's actually 3 contests on February 24th.
Yeah.
So there's Nate Browse's 4 for February competition. Canadian Grip Sport Nationals is also that day, as well as California's Strongest Hands.
Busy.
Yep. Lots of stuff happening on that day.
Now, because we're just kind of touching on these contests. This is for everyone listening. If you want more information on the contest, feel free to get a hold of one of us or leave a comment below because we can maybe send you a link to where you can get more information about these competitions because we might not have time to go in too much detail on all of them, but we'll point you in the right direction. Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, I was hoping to get more specific as some of these other ones got closer because I think we kind of covered some of the other ones already. After that, it looks like the next ones are coming up in March. There's going to be the first annual Northwest Rhino Grip Sport Championships, and that's one. God, I've seen this guy posting a lot on Instagram lately.
Donovan Edsel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's March 24th. I didn't pick up a lot of info on that one yet, but as that gets nearer, we'll mention more. There's also Jason Steve's competition coming up, the Spring Clench, March 31st, and then Aaron Corcoran had announced one. It sounded like somebody else was kind of taking the reins on it, but Arizona Cactus Grip Shootout's coming up April 28th. I don't know if they've finalized any events on that yet or not, or if they were just putting out some feelers, but that's one on the horizon. And then it looks like the last one after that's going to be Oregon Strongest Hands. I think that's actually going to be the second one of that. I think he did that one other time, and that's going to be May 26th.
Yeah, that's Michael Thomas's contest, for sure.
Yeah,
and hey, Alan, I got another one, too, for you that just announced.
Let's hear it.
It's going to be April 14th in Roanoke, Virginia, and it's going to be Armlifting USA contest in conjunction with Star City Strongman, a guy by the name of Chad Clark, who's a longtime event promoter in Strongman and Moz Wrestling, is putting it on. And he's going to have 5 events: Rolling Thunder, Silver Bullet, Axle, Country Crush 2-inch handles, and your favorite event, Alan, the Iron Mind Hub, saving the best for last. So,
get your butt down to Roanoke, Alan.
Yeah, well, I do like those events. I really do like those events and the consistency, as we'd mentioned before. So it's good that we're seeing a lot more of that pop up.
We've already got about 10 people signed up from the Strongman people that are doing it. So, more information to follow. I'm going to post that one on the grip board later today, now that I got some more information on it last night. So
sure.
Yeah, one more contest. I think the more contests, the better. And we're starting to get more of a spread out. You know, obviously you mentioned 2 Canadian contests. We're starting to get North America covered a little bit better here.
Yep, and I actually think there's been a couple of others that have even popped up that I just didn't have on my list. So if I do find those, I'll make sure we get them mentioned in the near future here. And I think even David Horns just had something too, like a Fighter's Strongest Hands competition. I think that's already come and gone, actually. So my apologies for not getting that one thrown out there, but I didn't really get to see a whole lot about that or even hear any results, but I think it's already happened, and I guess we'll have to see. But
Jerome Bloom did a stub hold yesterday of 11 seconds in some contest, so maybe that's the one you're talking about. 11 seconds with like 42 pounds, some ridiculous speed there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep. That's
Is that the one that I saw pictures? Daniel Strauss put up pictures, and it looked like David Horn was in one of them. Maybe that's what you're talking about there.
That could be, yeah. I completely missed it. I just saw some stuff here and there kind of pop through on it, and yeah, that just escaped my radar completely.
Gotcha.
There was nothing. I don't think anything got put on the grip board about it or anything. You know, it just kind of came and went, unfortunately.
So I got a question for you guys. I want to see. You guys like trivia?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So what do these 4 men have in common? Dave Whitley, Tim Fox, John Stepien, and Donovan Etzel. What do they have in common?
I'm not even familiar with the first guy, David Whitley, just showing my ignorance because I haven't been involved in grip super long.
Mm-hmm. He's not necessarily a grip guy. He's more of an old-time strongman type dude. But I threw him in there because I know that he also has this background. But definitely John Stepien and Tim Fox. I'm sure you know those guys, right?
Oh, yeah. Are they all policemen? Is that the deal? Tim Fox is a policeman.
That's a good guess. It's totally wrong. Totally wrong. But that's a good guess. I actually don't know what Donovan Etzel does.
Is it a fighting background or something by chance?
Wow. Getting warmer. Getting much warmer, Alan.
Okay.
Well, Alan, take another guess since you're warm. I don't know.
Boxing then. It would be if I'm getting warmer, that's what I'd throw in there. But I know, like John Stepien's talked about, I think, a little bit of mixed martial arts here and there. Mm-hmm. Has mentioned some kickboxing.
Done just about anything. So pretty much whatever you say, bouncer. I mean, I think he was a farmer for a while. Everything. He's done everything. So
that's why
you're gonna get like a 25% correct answer no matter what you throw out there for him.
Yeah, and I saw Tim Fox had mentioned something. It was a picture of him that he had posted with Paul Knight talking about something about like being a 3 a.m. gas station ready or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that's where I kind of put the fighting connection together. But otherwise, I don't know much about Dave Whitley other than what I've seen on Instagram and stuff here and there. And Donovan Etzel is really new to me, so I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed something about Donovan Etzel very early when he started putting up videos, and I said, "Man, what's your background?" And I was right. I had the feeling right. He actually was a professional wrestler. Yeah.
Wrestler.
Previously, he was a professional wrestler in like the Northwest. So that's the fourth guy I know of that's associated with Grip, and there may be more that I just don't know. But Stepien, Tim Fox, Dave Whitley back in the 60s, I think. Was it the 1960s? No, he's not that old. I think it was the 80s. Sorry. He was.
Yeah, he definitely didn't think he was that old.
Yeah, he played like a vampire in the Mid-South, and then I don't know what Donovan did. I think he told me, but I can't remember. So yeah, all those guys have been professional wrestlers in the past.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Wow. I'll tell you what, guys. I was at the company dinner for my wife's company last night. It's like the holiday, and they do the catch-up on the holidays like a month late, so they don't have to worry about interrupting people's family lives, I guess. It was a really cool time, and they had these performers, and this dude, I didn't see any feats of strength, really, but he did do one, actually. The dude picked another dude up on his shoulders from the crowd and then got on a unicycle. It was riding a unicycle with a dude on his back. And then he even went so far as to juggle those bowling pin-looking things that they flip around with the guy on his shoulders. It was pretty impressive. The dude was a really good showman. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. I can't remember what they were called. And not really doing a good job promoting them, but it was a very entertaining thing. So
I always wonder how people actually train to do that kind of stuff, because it's got to be hard. If you dump enough people off your body onto the ground, you got to be losing training partners pretty fast.
Right.
I would think you're right, Alan.
Yeah, it'd be like juggling chainsaws. How do you build up to that? I don't.
And think about the liability. Think about the liability that's there for getting somebody hurt. You know what I mean? I mean, this guy that he pulled out of the crowd was sitting at our table. It was just the husband of the lady that organized this thing. And the only reason why that guy got chosen is because he's like the smallest dude there. So you could see him, like, he was the performer was analyzing the crowd, man, surveying everything to see
eyeballing his peeps there.
Yes, exactly. And sure enough, the smallest guy was sitting right in the front. But my gosh, what if the dude's afraid of heights or something? What if he farts in the middle of the presentation? What any number of things could throw this thing off. And I look down, they're up on top of this unicycle, and I look down, and at one point of the show there was a cane factored in, like literally like a pimp cane with a hook on it, and it was still laying there on the stage where the dude was riding around on this unicycle. I'm like, holy cow, please don't hit the cane, because all I could see is that thing squirting out and then like maybe popping a tire on the unicycle or throwing those dudes off, tilting them over, and then the next thing you know, they're going through the stage of the Masonic temple that we were in. So who knows what could have happened, but
you'd think that'd
really,
be like
really fun.
Be like hitting a rock riding a skateboard, where it just ejects you from the thing. That's what I see happening.
Yeah, I know.
Jedd, that's when you jump in. That's when you jump in, Jedd, with your superhuman pinch strength, and you just grip the small guy out of the air with a claw, like bam. You just grip him, catch him.
I'm sure I could have stub gripped his collar that he had on, as long as I could have gotten there in time. But I'm not as fast as I used to be, man.
Hey, integrate more agility in between holding the inch for time. Just put some cones down or even some blobs and run around them in the basement. It'll help keep you warm, and then you'll be ready for your moment. Especially if that's your wife's boss, you just save that guy. Boom, instant raise, Jedd.
Yeah,
boom.
Yep, that's true.
That's
true.
That's it.
Got to think about things the right way up in this piece.
That's it. Alan just said be ready at 3 a.m. You got to be ready for the unicycle accident, ready to happen. Boom.
Yeah, dude. That's funny.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to prepare for that one.
It's Jedd we're talking about, Alan. Jedd's ready. He's ready for this activity. He's ready.
Yep.
Canes, professional wrestling, unicycles, small guys. Dude, this is nothing for Jedd. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Jedd is covered.
Yeah, well, I had my eye on that cane because if anything happened and like the entertainer like bit it and had to get taken away in an ambulance, I was gonna grab that cane, dude. That was like, it looked like, you ever see one of those canes that they make out of the bull dicks? You ever see those?
No, to be honest, no.
So like the penis of a bull, it can be like 3, 4, 5 feet long, depending on the size of the bull. Like, and what they'll do, they will, they're called Pizzles in the beef industry.
Yeah.
You know, I worked in the beef industry for like 9 years, right, Riccardo?
I did not. I did not know that.
Oh yes. This is all truth. This is not just my crazy skills of, you know, making BS up on the fly. This is for real. They call them Pizzles. There is a person who trims these basically out of the hide, and they are then thrown into like a giant bucket, and they are taken on to the process, and somebody in the world probably eats these things. I don't know.
Yeah, they probably pickle them, I suppose.
They make them for dogs, dog treats.
Right. Well, and one thing that they do is they will stretch them out and put them into the shape that they want them, and then put a lacquer over them, some kind of preservation process, and then a lacquer they will paint over it multiple times so that it maintains its rigidity, and they will literally make canes out of bull dicks.
Well, who knew? So do they call that person a Pizzler as opposed to like the candy a Twizzler? Is that what they call that job? I mean, I've never heard of it before. Pizzler.
I think it's just called Pizzles.
Pizzles, okay.
You know, kind of a neutral word, because pizzle, as far as I know, isn't a real word, but they they make words up. So there's a word snoots, which is where they cut off the snouts, the lips, and the nose and stuff like that. And then there's H-bones, where they are actually working on like part of the pelvis, but it looks kind of like an H when it's all done. So they call it H-bones, but they actually spell it out AITCH. So yeah, lots of cool stuff in the beef industry.
I can't believe, Jedd, you're not pursuing a long-term career in the beef junk industry. That's how could you possibly leave?
I didn't think about it until right now, and I've been gone 8 years. 2018, so in April I've been gone 8 years. Missed an opportunity there, bro. I've almost been gone for as long as I worked there. That's crazy.
Wow.
Hard to believe.
The beef junkologist.
Yep.
That's it right there.
Not totally. I mean, let's not.
Not totally.
Let's not get overboard. All right. I only know about the Pizzles. I don't know anything about what they do with the scrotum, the actual balls. I mean, I'm sure someone eats those things. You know.
Well, they must. It'd be like a Rocky Mountain oyster, right?
Yeah. So I know somebody does it. I've never eaten them. I did have on a couple occasions. I had tongue and menudo, the tripe, the different sections of the stomach. I've had a couple different delicacies there, but the tongue was amazing. That was like eating Jell-O. It was so soft and fluffy, almost like a marshmallow Jell-O combination. It was really, really good. The way it's prepared, of course, I'm sure has a lot to do with it. But
did you know what you were having going into that?
Yeah.
Or did you like eat it and then they surprised you with what it was?
No. I knew every time. When I had the tripe, I can't remember. There was one I was just visiting some dudes at work on the weekend, and they made me one of them, and I can't remember what it was. Another time I was in Nebraska and like working at another plant for a week, and they made me something. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember which location was which. But no, I knew what they were both times.
Weird.
Now check this out. We exported abomasum tripe for a while to like China, and what that is like I think the last piece of the colon, and they told us we were making it too clean. Like when they eat it, they want a little bit of that residue that's in there in the colon.
Residue. Oh my!
It's not residue.
That was like 2002, I think, when that happened. We were still importing. Wow. It was before the big hassles with exporting beef because of the Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is considered a delicacy?
Dude, it's like yeah. I mean,
see, that'd be.
I guess, yeah.
I'd have to be pretty desperate to go after something like that.
You know, what are the snails? Escargot? I don't know if it's like that, but you know, it's like
people got everything backwards. I tell you.
Yeah.
To me, like the T-bone would be the delicacy part of it. The rest of it's like, you know, what you got when you can't afford the T-bone. You know, I don't. That's just weird.
Well, one thing people don't realize about beef is a lot of times when you take a piece of meat out of beef, you can't eat it right away. You've got to do something to palletize it, like make it more palatable. So when you get beef in a store, it's probably like 3 weeks old.
Right.
You can't eat it. So
no, I didn't know that.
Age it. For sure.
From what I understand, when they would eat beef back in the day, you know, back in like the 1700s, even 1800s, probably, it was much more common to eat the tripe right away because that was very soft. The entrails and they call it offal, O-F-F-A-L, offal product, and it's because all that stuff is soft, so you could literally throw it in a frying pan right away. The only real way you can eat beef, like the same day you kill the animal, is if you grind it up and make it into burger, for the most part.
Right. I didn't know that. That's weird. So that's like, I wonder what that. Because it's definitely not like venison then. You know, like we whack a deer, you're having backstraps at night. You know.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
Well, I think it has to do with the commercial production of the meat. You know, maybe if it's a grass-fed animal that grows slowly and natural like your deer there, it's a different story. But I think in the commercial industry, probably the kind of animals that Jedd was processing are, you know, chemically enhanced, accelerated growth. You know, it's a different kind of a deal.
Most of the ones that we did, I think it was like 70% of the animals that we harvested were old. They call them cull dairy cows, so they're like old dairy cows that are no longer producing. So industry. So I don't know what the deal is as far as like the you know, the anabolics or whatever it is that they give the animals for those types of animals.
Right.
I don't know anything about the background. As far as like the processing facility, I know quite a bit. But, you know, as far as the farming side and all that, the production on that end, no idea. No idea. Well, there you go. There's a little walkthrough on the processing facility at the beef plant. So if you want, we can go
change of pace.
Yeah, go a little fast here to wrap out the show. We're trying to keep it to an hour. You know, maybe we can just hit, first off, maybe the most incredible thing you saw all week, guys. What do you think?
I got one.
For me, it's a no-brainer. Alan, here, I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, I saw, Nathaniel Day's young performing strongman, he had 3 big phone books that he duct taped together and ripped through those things. It took like 7 minutes or something like that, but ripped them in half. That was the most impressive thing that I'd seen this week.
Huh. That's interesting, and I actually tried a tearing feat this week.
We saw that one.
No, this was different. This was different. This was a fail.
Oh.
And I maybe got 2 minutes in and said, dude, I can't do this. I'm not going to do it anymore. I gave up. So to hear that he went 7 minutes on that, I saw him wrap him up, and then I think something happened where I got off the phone or something. I saw him wrap him up with duct tape. I didn't realize it took 7 minutes. That's a fight, dude. That's a battle.
Yeah.
You ever tear phone books, Riccardo?
Never tried once.
Yeah.
Never tried it.
Yeah.
It's fun, but 3, holy crap.
7 minutes. I can see it 7 minutes too, dude, because I mean that's how long it used to take us back in the day before we understood like setting the book up properly and all that. When we were really, really raw tearing them, it would easily take 7 to 10 minutes to tear through a phone book, and it's a workout. You know?
Well, yeah, because you're definitely not holding that the same way as you'd be holding one phone book. That's for sure. That's a whole different feat.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really tried that. I know you have something phone book mass destruction or something. I've never really kind of gotten into that.
Right. But, well, and you know, it's one of those things where it's cool to do, but I'm not sure that it would really carry over to much of anything in grip sport. And you rarely even see a phone book in a medley. You know, maybe at Gripmas you'll see it sometimes, like maybe 1 out of 5 years if he's been able to rack up a whole stack of phone books. But they're just so hard to get now. They used to be They used to be presented in medleys more often, but I think the last time I saw it was probably 5 years ago in Gripmas. So.
Yeah, I got one for you. How about young Tanner, world record on the one-hand tips tester at 223?
Yeah, I saw that. That
was unreal.
I missed it. Yeah, I missed that completely. Where'd you find that at? Was that on Instagram?
Yeah, Tanner posted it on Instagram, and he's so humble. He doesn't even call it, hey, by the way, this is a new world record by like 15 or 18 pounds or whatever it was. Yeah, I think Martinez did 205, and then this was 223. So a new world record by 18 pounds, no big problem. You know, almost a 10% improvement on the world record. You know, what an alien this guy is. And then his freaking brother lifted the inch dumbbell who doesn't even lift weights.
Yeah, dude. I was going to say that. That was the next thing I was going to say.
Sorry, Jedd.
No, that's
okay.
Unbelievable.
That's okay. That was literally like minutes after we got done with the call last weekend. I saw that.
Yeah, I think I did too, to be honest, and I even responded, oh, no, there's 2 of them. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's all we need is another one.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Believe it or not, Tanner told me that he's actually doing a lot of training for climbing right now. So he's not even focused 100% on grip. He's put some climbing emphasis back into his weekly routine. So he's a bit distracted right now, guys. There's some distractions there for him too, and he's still putting up these banner numbers. So
well, I would have to think, and I've never done it. I don't have access to it. I would have to think that any of this mountain climbing with those holes, and again, I'm totally ignorant of it, but I would have to think just the odd angles and the way they work their fingers, it has to have a huge carryover to standard implements, like ridiculously
no doubt.
Good carryover.
I'm sure. I mean, if you look at just look at Andrew Derniat, he's barely done.
Does he do a lot of climbing?
Yeah, he's done no grip training to speak of, with the exception of like axle deadlifts every so often, and I think axle cleans every so often. But the most that his hands get worked is when he's working on the campus board and other climbing disciplines for more towards his climbing expertise. So yeah, it's definitely something that's helped him. I mean, he didn't train for Gripmas specifically at all this year and won it. So yeah, I think definitely carry over.
He's also dealing with, and I've never met him. I'd really like to meet him in person. He's also dealing with an extremely huge base that he's built up. Mm-hmm. And, his cardiovascular is off the charts. I mean, the guy's a world-class athlete. I mean, let's not make any bones about it. The guy is an absolute monster. He's a stud. I mean, when you posted his resting heart rate is 32, like, are you kidding me? Like, that's
really?
That's like Lance Armstrong. Yeah. He posted that, I want to say, let's see, it's January. I want to say maybe October. And I was just floored. I was beyond floored. Resting heart rate of 32. So mine's in the low 60s now that I've lost weight. And, that's not bad for a 220-pound guy. But 32? Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you go to the hospital, for like a checkup, and the nurse does the timing thing. You'd think they'd have to like have somebody else come into the room just to verify.
Yeah.
What's the deal here?
Growing in her eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's nuts. I never heard of that.
Clearly a world-class athlete, and I think he would excel at whatever challenges are put in front of him, whatever they are.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
That would be an awesome challenge. Let's see who can get the lowest resting heart rate. I can't believe that. 32. It's going to be stuck in my head for a while.
I bet he could probably even hold his breath
Instagram and look for it
underwater.
What's that?
I bet he could end up holding his breath for like 10 minutes underwater. Like that's how adaptive of an athlete he is. Like
Crazy.
I don't think he could jump in the pool right now and hold.
What's he credit that to? I mean, because I think he plays a lot with like those concept rowers, doesn't he? But what else does he?
He's been doing cross-country skiing contests. He's running with his dogs. The guy is doing everything.
He did kettlebell sport for like 5 years or something like that. He's just phenomenal at everything, and he's just I'm not sure that he just is naturally good at everything, or he just works so hard at everything. I don't know. He's obviously a very special person, very gifted individual. And I think physically he's just a little bit different from everybody else. And I have nothing to base that on, that he would be able to hold his breath that long underwater, except for the fact that he just blows me away all the time in what he's able to accomplish when he sets his mind to something. So that's just speculation. That's mere speculation.
Yeah.
He was probably a pro wrestler back in the day, for all I know that.
Yeah. Hey, Alan, go on his Instagram when you can. It's DS Outside. Go on that Instagram and look. Most of what he posts are like, a little 15-kilometer cross-country skiing, or just took the dogs for a 10K, and and there's like a mountain in the background. Clearly his cardiovascular focus is quite high.
You see,
I think he did an Ironman triathlon. I mean.
Oh, I knew about. Yeah, I think I heard something about that. No, see, for me, and I know we brought this discussion up before, but the problem with Instagram and even Facebook, it's like when I go on it, it's all over the place. I don't know what I'm looking at and when I'm looking at it. It's something from 2 days ago, so it's hard for me to really stay on top of some of that unless I specifically go looking for like one person. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying, Alan? If there's somebody that you particularly don't want to miss anything from, because I know that you love watching my videos, go and get the notifications. There's something that you can do, like up in the right-hand corner, if you click on those 3 dots or something like that. There's
on Instagram there is.
Yeah. And then also, if you know that, like, let's say Andrew constantly uses the same hashtag, I would go and follow that hashtag as well, because yeah, that'll make sure that it'll give you 2 other ways. But the notifications, I followed Tim Butler, his notifications, like when they first started doing that, when I first found out about it, and I still get a notification on my phone every time he puts something up. So, if there's somebody that you really like following and you don't want to have to go type in their name every time, that's one way to do it as well.
I got it. I didn't realize that. It makes sense to be on Instagram. I do have you on that thing on Facebook, and I get notifications for a bunch of people on YouTube. Yeah. But yeah, no, unless somebody like tags me on Instagram, it just gets overlooked.
Yeah, it gets tough. So. It's tough, man. It's tough. I mean, I'm following over 1,000 people now because of this podcast, so stuff gets buried.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey.
Wow, 1,000 people.
Wow. Dude, I'm following 1,000 people now. Don't even know who half of them are. So.
Yeah, isn't that something?
I've kind of called the group of people a little bit that I don't necessarily think of maybe as, I don't want to say as relevant, but I have the Instagram. I just have the grip stuff on there.
Yeah.
So
these are pretty much all. If they've put something up with this week in grip or grip strength or something like that, then I probably have them on here. Unless it's just someone doing Ninja Warrior that hasn't really impressed me too much, and I don't necessarily follow them because I usually get them with the grip strength hashtag anyway. But yeah.
Well, you know what makes matters worse with some of this stuff too is some of these people are changing their names once in a while.
Yeah.
It does happen.
So it's like all of a sudden I'll have something come through and I don't even recognize it anymore, and you really got to dig deep before you realize who it is you're looking at. I don't know what that phenomenon is, but it's happened a lot lately.
Yeah.
I think Geralt has done that. Jared Gogan did that. There's a half a dozen of them. It just kind of screwed me up. I thought I was like logged into the wrong account or something one day.
Right.
It was weird. Oh.
Hey, before we run out of time, I want to bring up another absolute freak that has popped on the scene. You guys have probably seen this guy. It's Adrian Dwyer.
Oh my gosh!
This dude is an absolute monster.
Oh my gosh!
I guess Luke may have met this guy at the arm wrestling championships. I think in 2016. Something about he came to the United States. He's been to the United States before, but I guess he lives in where's he live, Riccardo?
Ireland. He's Irish.
Ireland. Yes, thank you. So, dude, he's done like 126 pounds on the wrist wrench type implement that Luke sells. 126. So to give you an idea, I think my best on the wrist wrench, I just got it the other day, was like 108 pounds. And this dude got 126 on a steel implement, which the grip is a little bit better, but still, I mean, that's crazy impressive. He's put up.
Well, and the way he did it, his wrist didn't even unbend or whatever.
Right. Yes, he's absolutely just got a tremendously strong wrist. I'm sure. I mean, he would lift the inch dumbbell and hold it forever. Bottoms up press, I saw a 40-kilogram kettlebell, and then he just posted a video today of some of the absolute strictest plate curls that I've ever seen done in my life with a 35 or maybe a 15-kilo plate. I'm not sure. And he had it was one of them where he was basically doing it on an incline bench. So it was kind of like a preacher curl with the 35-pound plate, and his wrist angle was fixed the entire time. It was crazy. And he posts mainly in the Grip Strength group on Facebook.
Yeah, well, how big is this dude?
Okay, I did a little digging. This is the thing. I did a little digging on him because some guy last night was on the Grip Strength was saying there's no way it could have been a 40-kilo kettlebell that he did the bottoms-up press with, which was unbelievable. So another guy got on there, I'm guessing it was another Irish guy or English guy, got on there and said, hey, you don't know who you're talking about. This guy was in the Olympics. So I researched him. Dude, he's a 7'6" high jumper. He was in the Olympics, so he's 6'5.5", 6'6" height, and I would say he's probably around 220 to 230 right now. And so obviously big hands, but his wrists and then he did 160 kilos, so 352 orange fat grips deadlift, double overhand. That was sick. Did you see that one, Jedd?
No, I missed that one. I guess that might have slipped.
Oh my! You gotta go look it up. Ridiculous. Yeah. That's about the best that I've ever seen anyone do on that with the orange fat grips.
Mhm. Right.
So the dude is, again, you're dealing with a Dernier type guy. The guy was in the Olympics. High jump 7'6". I mean, so obviously if he's 6'6", 6'5.5", he's got huge hands and really good at sig bar and wrists like of titanium. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, dude.
Unreal, this guy.
Wow.
Oh, Alan, you gotta dig this guy up. You're gonna be blown away.
I'm gonna check that out.
I had no idea what was coming when I saw that video. I'm like, all right, really? The guy's like 57 kilos on the wrist wrench? I was like, yeah, whatever. And I saw it, and literally I was like breathless for a second. So, and Jedd, the fat grips deadlift was as good or better than the first wrist wrench he put up.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Oh, dude, this guy's a monster. I would love to see him come and compete against Carl and Alexi and Sigpen and the big boys next year in LA.
Yeah.
So,
that would be great to see. I'd like to see Tanner Murphy.
The only bad news is he's probably going to be in my weight class. So maybe we don't invite him. Just kidding. No, the guy's phenomenal. He's unbelievable. I'm sure he could do over 200 kilos on a regular axle if he can do 160 with the orange fat grips. The guy's a freak.
Well, actually, the first video I saw him put up was something on an axle, and I can't remember right now how much weight it was or what the axle was or anything. But I was like, "Is this guy for real?" Because it was insane. The numbers were insane, and I thought it was somebody that like misreported something, or I didn't know who it was. And then
right.
I kind of called him out, gently, not being a dick, but I was like, maybe, are you sure about that or something? And Luke messaged me, and he's like, hey, that dude is a world-class arm wrestler, and I wouldn't doubt it one bit that he's that strong. So after that, I've been just, in awe.
Yeah, you're not the only one. The guy, unbelievable.
Hey,
yeah.
We're just about out of time. Do you guys want to cover like that video that Alan sent, or you want to sit on that for a week, or you want to talk about that, Alan?
Oh, we can sit on. I just wanted to pass that on to you guys because I just had recently started following him after seeing a Brian Alsru's video, and I just thought it was, well, what we're talking about here was a video that Juji Mufu had posted on his YouTube, where he visited Ode Haugen's training hall and met up with Martins Lisis, if I believe that's the pronunciation.
Yeah.
They were doing some grip training, some strongman training, and things like that. And Juju Mufu, what impressed me was he actually took a crack at lifting the inch dumbbell, and it looked to me like he actually popped it off the ground. I was impressed with his strength overall, but his grip strength too.
He's competed twice with us at the Anaheim Fit Expo the last 2 years, and he's very raw, but he's got good grip. I mean, he's definitely got a good grip, and obviously he's a nice guy. He's a super funny guy. He's quite the showman, very flexible. But, yeah, he's got good grip strength. I mean, he beat me 2 years ago in the medley, 8 implements to 7, which I was surprised that he beat me in the medley. I beat him in all the other events, but he beat me in the medley because he's just strong. He's a strong dude.
Yeah, yep. No, and we can touch on that more next week, but I thought it was pretty cool, too, that we're seeing some of the more YouTube celebrity types getting involved in some grip almost. You know, it seems like that a lot of those things are starting to come up more and more.
Agreed.
So,
yep. There's another video you got to watch, and then this is my last thing for the show, and then you guys can take it away. There's one soundbite, dude. One soundbite. I don't have the link, but if you search on YouTube, C.T. Fletcher versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, it's just a sit-down interview, and at about 9 minutes, 8 seconds, you guys will cry when you hear what Big Rob says that he can double overhand deadlift on, just a barbell. Okay. It's insane. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to ruin your life. And he says it like just matter-of-factly. Doesn't brag about it, just sticks it in there to make sure everybody understands. He says, and I don't know exactly who Big Rob is, but he says he does 750 double overhand on the deadlift. 750.
Really?
Who's this guy, Big Rob? Who is that?
I don't know, dude. It's one of the dudes that trains at C.T. Fletcher's gym. Just crazy strong dude. But he's not a grip guy. He's more like one of these power builders,
Yeah.
Sure.
750 on the deadlift, and I think he just sticks it in there. They're asking what he can, bench press, what he can squat, what he can deadlift, and he says, "Well, I do 750, but that's double overhand." And I think what he meant was
with a hook. Maybe with a hook.
Well, he didn't say with a hook. It's possible. I mean, I hope it's with a hook for my safety, for my sense of mind. Okay.
I don't think any human, even Brian Shaw, can do 750 double overhand without a hook. I'm just not sure that's in the human capability. I know Alexi and some other people have done in the low 60s. Brian Hunsaker, Martins, they've done all in the low 6s. I don't think another 150, 120 pounds is possible. I honestly don't. Maybe it is, but
I don't know. And it could be a real bendy bar. Or a bent bar. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, a bend bar, as you know, a bend bar is going to make a huge difference. I mean, it's not for me because I couldn't do it, but for someone who's in that other range, that could make a massive difference.
Yeah. Well, more data, more info would be helpful on this, but
we don't even know who Big Rob is.
Yeah, I think if you watch some more C.T. Fletcher videos, he pops in there quite often. But as far as he's just a big lifter, strong, and I think he even has his own YouTube channel that I was subscribed to for a while. But I just there's only so much time in the day, so but it was pretty interesting. 9 minutes 8 seconds. C.T. Fletcher versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Interesting.
And I turn it over to you guys. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm very productive show. But yeah, the Adrian O'Dwyer and Tanner and his brother are just the alien nation here, these guys. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Yeah, and your double inch deadlift, Jedd, was nothing to laugh about. I mean, most people, myself included, and maybe I can be a little closer now. It's not really something I'm practicing for, but to pick up 1 inch alone, most people have no prayer of doing it the whole lifetime, and you're just doing it and holding it there for quite some time. That's very impressive.
Well, I appreciate it, man. And, I mean, you're looking at the guy who failed at Mighty Mitts to be able to even, lift both inches, let alone farmer's walk them. So, it would be nice to be able to try that again. But it's come after a long time, a lot of work, and a great deal of specialization here in the last couple of months on that particular implement. So it's come from pretty hard work. But I appreciate you saying something. It means a lot.
Well, if the viewers at home, if they've never seen an inch or tried it or whatever, I mean, for most mere mortals, the thing just stays glued on the floor. So, yeah, it was very impressive.
Thanks. Well, that's the problem with the inch is that, you know, you hear 172 pounds, and that's really doesn't sound like a lot of weight, you know, and it's when you tack that fat handle onto it, it's the whole dynamic changer there. So, yeah, a lot of people just can't appreciate it. It's like lifting a 50-pound blob. What's so hard about that? It's 50 pounds. You know, a bag of dog food weighs 50 pounds, you know.
Right.
Who cares, right? It's just, there's no concept with it. Whereas when you say a 750-pound deadlift, people are like, whoa, you know, they get that. But yeah, the rest of it just doesn't fit for some reason.
Just because they're not experienced around the implements. I mean,
right.
You know, yesterday in my second workout, I lifted a 100-pound Chris Rice 3.5-inch dumbbell. It was actually 100.5 pounds.
I saw that.
Riccardo, 100 pounds. It's a 100-pound dumbbell. Give me a break. I feel like my wrist bones were going to detach because that thing is so wide that, and as Jedd noted, I was real strict because in the past I've had the plates touch my forearms, not on purpose, but it does make a difference if your body is all supporting the plate.
Right.
Yep.
So I was real strict, Jedd. I was thinking of you last night because I didn't want any negative commentary on touching the plates. And
has Jedd been calling you out?
Well, just one time. I didn't even realize it happened. It's one of those things when you're trying to lift something as hard as you can, sometimes you don't realize, hey, dude, the thing tilted or it hit your hand or whatever. You're just trying to beat this implement. But obviously, like anything else, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And obviously, Jedd, with his expertise, one time pointed out, hey, bro, your hand hit the thing hit your wrist there, and that makes it easier. And then I was like,
remember that? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sure I did it if you said I did.
Oh, yeah.
It
was when I was using the inch trainer, and I have an inch trainer loadable dumbbell, and it just hit my wrist accidentally, and it was not an intentional deal, but you pointed out it was good. It was good. I didn't notice it at first. I mean, I felt that my hand was hitting the thing, but I didn't necessarily realize the importance of that.
Yeah. So, it gives you a real false sense of security when you do it. I mean, to give you an idea, the homicide bell, I can only crack off the floor, and if I brace my wrist against it, I can lift that to deadlift now easy. So, yeah, it does make a big difference. Go ahead, Alan. I stepped on you.
No, I like that, what Riccardo was saying, because, you know, not only do you want to make sure that the lift is truly legitimate, but you don't want to cheat yourself either. You know, think you're doing something that you're actually not, you know. So I like it when people are not necessarily hard on yourself, but you're you're making a point to do it right. You know, we've had this discussion before about things too, and, you know, you want to lift it the right way in the spirit of the lift and everything. So it actually has carryover and does what it's intended to do. It's a completely different thing otherwise. So I like that style.
Well, that's right. And if Jedd's trying to overload his hands with that homicide dumbbell for the Millennium dumbbell, then by all means, brace it. But now you got to do a bunch of reps, right? If you lift it clean, well, a partial rep might be a PR for him at this point in his training. It's all about what is the point of the thing. For me, I'm trying to develop some wrist strength to increase my, you know, rolling thunder, my one-handed deadlifts, and 100 strict on that. I tell you what, 200 on rolling thunder is way easier than 100 on that dumbbell. I tell you that right now.
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
That Chris Rice, I got that used from some guy in the grip board, and that Chris Rice dumbbell is no joke, especially with my hand size. You know, my hands aren't particularly massive. So, I mean, it's in between a pinch and a wrist curl at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good tool. It's the first time I used it to deadlift. So it's good. Now I set a little baseline for myself, so now I'll lower it down, do some more reps, and then maybe after Clay's contest, try another heavy one.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a good tool. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. I got some exciting papers I got to grade. Can't wait.
All right. Well, then just one quick shout out to Nate Browse. I saw he had a little minor thumb surgery done. So hope he heals up fast and gets back at it. I don't know if you guys caught that on Facebook or not.
Yes, I believe I made a funny comment, very hilarious comment about stub training gone wrong.
Yeah, right.
It was a solid. You can tell when it's a solid stub workout, something like that.
Nice.
Wow.
So sounds like it was a fairly standard type of procedure. So I'm sure he'll be right back and in good form for his competition here in just a few weeks. So.
Cool.
All right. Well, otherwise, I guess that's it for episode 41 of This Week in Grip. Everybody make sure you give a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll be back next week with another one. We'll see you then.